What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Mark Stock Review. Hope you're doing well. This video is going to be on Biolase. I'm going to go over the recent price targets, talk about their technology and the news, catalysts, and tailwinds that are important moving forward, and then finally, a final take. There's been some general market weakness recently due to increasing bond yields and concerns over tech valuations, so penny stocks like Biolase has been getting hit the hardest. So hopefully this video will give you some insight on whether Biolase is a stock to consider buying or adding shares on this dip. I'll keep the video brief and to the point, but informative without fillers to respect your time. So that said, a thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already would be greatly appreciated. Let's get right into it. At the time of this recording, no current position on Biolase. The average price target I found during my research were all $1.88, which represents about 100% gain from the current share price. It's from a limited amount of analysts, so that does need to be considered. In short, Biolase is a medical device company developing and selling laser systems in dentistry and medicine. They have a broad range of dental procedures, including cosmetic and complex surgeries. They have about 271 patents and 40 pending patents, and they're a global company, and they've sold over 41,000 laser systems in 80 countries. Their portfolio includes their Waterlase line, which are all-tissue lasers. They're for over 80 minimally invasive cavity procedures, such as quick cavity preparations. And their Epic line is for soft tissue lasers. That's a diode laser for surgical procedures, pain therapy, and whitening. Biolase's recent offering boosted their cash position to over $40 million. Per their former CEO, they now have enough resources to execute their growth strategy. And there's two main silver linings. Number one, it demonstrates continued interest from quote-unquote healthcare-focused institutional investors. And number two, unlikely there's going to be another offering in the near future. Moving on, they recently signed an agreement with Dental Care Alliance to expand laser adoption in dental offices throughout the United States. It's going to be a current tailwind, which may lead to a catalyst. This agreement is significant as they're one of the largest dental support organizations in the USA. They have more than 330 affiliated practices in 20 states. The main goals of this partnership is to expand laser adoption by providing on-site training for lasers to become the new standard of care and to reduce aerosols in dental offices. And that could lead to a major catalyst, which would be a PR update later this year that their laser technology has been rolled out across all of their offices by end 2021. Next up is their launch of their Waterlase Perio Academy, which is going to be a current tailwind and again could lead to a major catalyst. In short, this is going to be a community for periodontists for education and support on the use of their Waterlase line for periodontal and implant services. This is going to be a clear tailwind for Biolase as it's going to show how their tech improves clinical outcomes and it's going to encourage provider adoption. And a major catalyst is going to be a PR update on provider feedback and or sales. Next up, they're going to be participating in the upcoming H.C. Wainwright Investor Conference, March 9th and 10th. It's not going to be so much as a catalyst, but it will be a tailwind as they're going to be able to market their products and more importantly have critical one-on-one meetings with Biolase executives and institutional investors. Biolase's next tailwind is going to be their new CEO as of February 24th. Most would agree that a CEO position of a publicly traded company is extremely coveted, and most often the resignations are forced rather than voluntary. And in the case of Biolase, the reason was to quote-unquote to pursue other interests, end quote. So from my point of view, that's clearly a forced resignation and good news for investors. And the last major catalyst is the upcoming earnings report for Q4 2020. Remember that the recent contracts, programs, and new leadership all put in place recently to improve sales will not be reflected in this earnings report. And so what we are looking for is at least a mild reversal in revenue, continued improvement in loss from operations, and more importantly, the guidance from the new leadership. And so for my final take, there are going to be a lot of catalysts and tailwinds for this company, including recent compliance with the NASDAQ. And from my point of view, it's probably going to be Q3 when we get a sense of provider adoption and whether the strategy they laid out recently is leading to new sales. And that does it for my video on Biolase. I hope you guys found it helpful. As promised, I kept it brief and to the point to respect your time. A thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already would be greatly appreciated. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll be talking to you soon. Take care.